Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Perry2N, and I'm one of the first Brimstone mains to hit Radiant using Molly lineups, Judge, Op, and Shorty. And in today's video, we're going to go over some Haven lineups I use to win ranked games. If you enjoy this content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment what you want to see next time, and I appreciate the support. Let's get started. So one of my favorite post-plant mollies is for this corner, right in front of A long. And for this, you want to make sure Heaven is smoked off, so you're not overly exposed when doing this plant. The reason why I really like this post-plant molly is because typically Sovas have shock darts for default and will usually ult there, so this is pretty unpredictable. So for this, you want to go down A long and find these sandbags. Right here. Jump on top. Aim your crosshair right in the middle of this circle on this building. Molly. You shoot this, it should cover the entire bomb. And I really like this post-plant molly because it's super safe, and if the defenders want to try to find you and catch you over here, they're going to have to push pretty deep, and that's going to shed more time off the clock. And another reason I really like this post-plant molly is because you don't have to really push deep into sight to get this bomb down, so you can get that clock started right away. The one major con to this position though is that it's not easily defendable. You have to push up a bit to, catch the diffuser, but because it's so tucked, it's pretty easy to predict where they're going to be and line up your crosshair accordingly. If you want a post-plant position that's a bit more exposed and you find yourself having to, fight off defenders a bit more and it's not easy to get the time off, another plant spot you can do right here under Heaven. Same position, you want to go all the way down long, stand on top of the sandbags here, line up your crosshair to the corner of this part of the roof, and this is going to be a jump molly. This should also cover the entire bomb. And again, it's way more exposed. You can do a couple of jiggles here, wide swing. You'll most likely be under this bomb, so you can kind of, do some jump spots. You can also rotate around cat if you have time, and kind of swing this box right here. So for a typical default plant spot in the middle of these boxes right here, look at this vertical metal bar. I'll usually go down short, find this doorway, and line myself perfectly with this first kind of wooden square and where the doorway meets. And then for the molly, you'll want to make sure that the horizontal white line is lined up with the little insert there of the green leaves. Molly. And this should cover the entire default. So if your team kind of plants a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, it's pretty forgiving and covers the whole entire base. So typically on every map, I'll try to have a molly lineup from the enemy spawn right here to keep things unpredictable, and especially if you find that the enemy team is constantly flanking you in your typical post-plant positions, it's just a good way to give you more options. So for this one, I'll plant right on top of this gray triangle here, and then I'll try to push through CT, and if I can manage to get to this wooden box, I'll line myself up right here. For this post-plant molly, you'll want to follow this roof right here vertically and where it meets the green leaves right there on the left. Molly. This should cover perfectly on top of the bomb. From a defense perspective of defending this post plant, it's pretty easy. You can do a couple of jiggles here, creep up, and then full swing, or you can make your way up Heaven and do a little quick jump spot right there. So moving on to B site, a typical plant spot is usually straight center for default here, and a pretty safe molly to do is from window. What you'll want to do is put yourself in a position where you can see the full outline of this square right here, and you'll just want to put your crosshair in the midsection of that top side. Molly. And this should work. Covers the entire bomb and puts yourself in a safe position to jiggle peek window afterwards for post plant. Alternatively, if you're looking for a safer post plant position, you can go all the way back to attacker spawn, line yourself up with this bell right here, and put your crosshair right under that yellow circle right there of the bell. And this should land in the same spot. So for seaside default, I usually try to plant in the middle of this box right here so that it's easily defendable from long. And I'll jump on top of this. And what you'll want to do is try to back up a little bit till you see the full kind of beige rectangle there. And you just simply put your crosshair on top of it. And this should cover the entire default. Pretty forgiving towards the right side, not so much the left side. But it's something that you can, you know, do a couple jiggles and defend the plant spot pretty easy. A more ideal plant, which you'll see teams usually do, is right here.
Spike dropped.
Along the end edge of default box. And for this molly, you'll want to go back down C long to find this propeller. Stand on top of the propeller and find this specific green leaf right there and see where the horizontal white line of the molly lines up with that corner of the flag.
Molly.
This one should cover that spot as well. So another overly exposed post plant position is actually right here behind the boxes of plat. And for this post plant molly, you want to go again back down C long, find the propeller here. See where a bunch of green leaves are, and there's like this little gap right here where it's not green. Just put your crosshair simply in the middle of that.
Molly.
And this should cover the entire plant spot. Position's super defendable because it's kind of tucked and the enemy players are pretty trapped to where they can defuse the bomb. And lastly, if you find yourself being constantly flanked by the enemy team or predictable C long with your mollies, you can plant pretty safe right here on default and try to push through garage or CT. And ultimately your goal is try to get in this position right here. For this molly, what you'll want to do is line up the bottom base of the stim beacon HUD with that brown square.
Molly.
And this should cover the entirety of default. It's also a really good molly to use to deny plants on defense. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this molly guide. I'll be making more of these for other maps. Please let me know in the comment section below if there's anything you would like to see in the future. Thanks.
Toasted.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Time for a protein shake.